Ended up, I think he finished top 10 in the end, but so now we're having a look at the start list for our women's race, and once again a very strong contingent from China. We have Hungarians, Taipei, Poland, big group, and more Chinese paddlers as well. A couple of Spaniards, Suzak Molinero's there, she's had a big week on the water already. Logger 30, Karaki Logger 30, just come out of the junior race. She's going to back up now and do the inflatable. That is a little bit of an effort there, but well done to see her out there competing at this level. Ellie Largues is there, a couple of the Australians are there, more Chinese paddlers. Now Emmanuel Marcon is there, but is she racing? That's the question. Sarah Odera there from Italy as well. We are racing through these fields. Plenty of local paddlers as well representing Thailand. So I was just going to mention with the inflatables, if you haven't had a crack at an inflatable yet, if you haven't become accustomed to them, you basically pump them up on the beach, and then when you've finished, you can let them down, you can fold it up, you can put them in your glove box almost, in your car if you want. Certainly stick them in your backpack, and they are very, very transportable. We're underway in the women's race. Some are going a little bit faster than others. But it is fantastic to see athletes of all ages out there competing in this inflatable women's race. It's a new addition. Last year was our very first inflatable race. We had it in Poland, and my main man Hoishan Kwon is here with me, and Hoishan, we've got big numbers this year in the women's race and the men's race.
We do, and we're very excited for it. Correct you. So we've actually had inflatables since 2019. That was our first inflatable.
Oh.
And I believe one of our own, at least on the female side, Noemi won. Michael Booth won it last year for men's. And
Daniel
Andre Kraker won.
So they would be Booth and Crater will be having a real tussle at the front of the field. You can bet that will be unfolding out there in the middle of the course right now. But the women's race is underway, and already you can see they're stringing them out pretty early on. It looks like we've got a breakaway group of three paddlers here. I think is that Suzak there in front, in the front three. I'm just trying to get a look here of who's. Yep. And look at the already the distance being put between the front paddlers and some of these paddlers. This is their only outing. This is their only time on the water. And now, oh, here we go. Now we're getting out a better shot there of our lead group, and it looks like 222. That's is that a lucky Chinese number? Could well be. It's in fact it's
Korea.
It's a Korean. You should know Hoishan. You probably have been paddling with her at some stage, maybe.
There's a good chance.
So we have.
My own country.
You should have done. Sujong Lim from Korea out in front, and looks like sitting on the outside. I'd like to think that's. If we can see a bib number there. There's a couple of unfamiliar looking faces out there and unfortunately we're just struggling to get the drone in focus. Gee, look at that swell now out there. That is really making for some challenging conditions.
I think on the SIC board it's 224 from Indonesia.
Is that right? Okay, well, do we have GPS on any of these athletes? Okay, so that's going to make for a challenge, but if that's the case, definitely it's a 222 out in front. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Not sure if that is an Indonesian paddler. That could possibly
on
be.
This turn, I think
we'll get a better view here. Ooh. 222 in front. That is the paddler from Korea, and now it does look like it is the Indonesian paddler 224. Ooh, just look at the swell there and the challenge that it's putting up here for the lead athletes, and somebody's actually taken a swim going around that first buoy. Some of the men are already starting to struggle a little bit keeping up. He's been overtaken. So a breakaway group of 3 now. They're chasing our Korean leader, who is Soo-jong Lim of Korea. The Indonesian paddler, we believe, is Adi Sitangzi from Indonesia. Going out a little bit wider, maybe trying to get a ride in on the current. I think it's actually, this is some of the rougher conditions we've seen today, isn't it? Earlier on today it was windy, but there certainly wasn't the swell that we're seeing now, which is adding some new challenges for our paddlers.
Definitely, but luckily it wasn't like crosswind the women saw earlier. I was talking to Fiona after the race. She was telling me how tough it was paddling through that chop.
So we are well and truly now. It's a 5-kilometre race, this one, so a lot shorter than our main races. It's the final events of today. It's been a long day. If you're just catching up, we've had the men's and women's